Okay, so let's talk about this week's Snaggle trip. Why don't you go ahead, Ben?
This week's Snaggletrip took us to We Rock the Spectrum in Forest Hill, Maryland, one of the coolest indoor playgrounds for kids of all ages and all levels of ability. They have all manner of equipment for kids to run, jump, climb, swing. For parents of special needs children, it's the perfect inclusive place for any kind of party or gathering. We talk with the owners, Nikki and Trey Wooten, and how they came to create such a cool playground.
Take it away. Yeah, so we are at We Rock the Spectrum in Forest Hill, Maryland, and we are with,
My name is Trey
okay, Trey, what's your last name?
Wooten.
Trey Wooten, okay. Go ahead. And you're going to ask some
So,
questions.
really neat place here.
Sure is. Yeah.
Your website said you discovered, this kind of place on a vacation out of state.
Exactly.
Can you explain kind of how you found it and how you brought it back?
Yeah, so we are part of a international franchise. And so while we were on vacation traveling back from Mississippi, we took a detour way out of the way through Missouri. So we were traveling through, and we actually saw a billboard that said "We Rock the Spectrum Kids Gym." We were like, "Hey, what's that?" So of course, what do you do when you're looking for something? You pull out your phone, you start Googling to see what it is. So we did not actually go on location to see it. We just looked to see exactly what it was. And once we saw what it was, we knew that it's something we wanted to bring back to Hartford County, Maryland. And so as soon as we started looking into it, to get all the details and so forth, it just wasn't quite the right time. This was back in 2017-ish, probably. And so it was probably a couple of years later before we went back into it again and said, you know what, let's pursue this dream again. And that second time of going back into it, boom, there it was, and everything just started falling really together for us.
Ironically enough, that's very similar to the Selfie Museum. They went south and found that there. And
Awesome.
Can I ask how you ended up in Missouri between
Yeah,
Maryland and geographically?
Yeah, it's kind of out of the way, right?
A little bit.
Yeah. So every time our family's Mississippi,
Right.
so we would go down there a lot, and so but we always wanted to do an actual vacation besides saying we went to Mississippi on vacation.
Okay, right.
So we would always take different routes back home, and so that particular route we just went through like 7 different states to get back.
the
Wow.
scenic route.
The
Yeah,
scenic
really
route,
scenic.
yes.
Okay.
And it paid off for you rather well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Well, it's a great idea. There are other locations that look like from the website, like across the country and even possibly international. Do you know how many locations are there?
Yeah, so here in Maryland, there's 3 of us now. We were the second location in Maryland, but the first location, unfortunately, is no longer there. So we were the first one to open up that's still here. There's another location located in Gaithersburg. There's another one located in Owings Mills. If you're looking for them, they're going to be called Baltimore, but it's actually located in Owings Mills. But there's actually about 150 locations around the United States right now, and probably about 40 to 50 more that will be preparing to open over the next several months. There's actually, like we say, international. We're located in 8 different countries as well. So it's a franchise that has grown expansively very quick. When we signed on in 2019, I would say in the United States, it was probably only about 40 to 50 locations. And you can see where we are just a few years later.
It's true. And it seems like from the news or whether it's focused on it, that autism kind of almost seems to be on the rise, or maybe it's just finally getting recognized.
Awareness.
Yeah.
So I think people are understanding, more that these places are needed.
Yeah. And one thing we want to keep in mind with our locations with We Rock is that even though we have the focus of the autism, we want to reach out to these families specifically. We're a place for all kids. We're a place of inclusivity. So we invite all kids, all abilities into our locations.
That's great.
So we were looking on your website at your birthday party packages, and they were actually very reasonable.
Yeah.
We thought. Can you talk about some of the things that you offer at these parties?
Yeah. So and I do want to make note that every location is different when it
Yeah.
comes to activities we offer, classes, birthday parties, etc. Here at Forest Hill, my wife and I, we are plain and simple. We want to make things easy for the family, but yet fun for everyone. And so with our birthday parties, you're literally just renting out the space. You have the entire place just to you and your group the entire time you're here. Typically our parties are about 2 hours in length. And so you have an hour and a half play time, and then you go into our party room for the last half hour or so. Out here on the floor is strictly open play, free time. The kids are just doing what they want to do, having a good time. You'll notice swings and stuff all around us, even right here where we're sitting. A lot of the adults love to sit on the swings as well. And so you'll see moms and dads out here swinging while the kids are off doing other stuff too. So a lot of fun. But here at Forest Hill, the only difference between our 3 birthday party packages is the number of kids who actually show up to the party. So we're not going to penalize you just because you invite some ones and they don't come. We only look at the ones who actually show up.
Oh, that's nice. So you don't have to get nailed down to a certain number. So the nonprofit company, My Brother Rocks the Spectrum, do they provide financial aid and assistance to families who need it?
Yeah, so My Brother Rocks the Spectrum is the nonprofit side of We Rock the Spectrum. Okay. And so that is handled through our corporate office, but if there is a family in the area that would like to come to We Rock, they can apply for a scholarship through our corporate office, and if they're awarded that scholarship, they're able to come to We Rocks as well. So every location does some type of fundraiser or a coin collection or something like that to help raise funds for My Brother Rocks the Spectrum as well. And so yeah, definitely want to push that the foundation is there, because we want to make sure that anyone who wants to come to We Rock can do so.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I can relate. We were able to qualify for the autism waiver when my daughter was young. We wouldn't have. I don't know how we would have managed with her meds and all that stuff. So
exactly.
I know what it's like. The finances when you have an autistic child, it's very difficult. You know.
And I know they struggled a lot with providers. You know, as soon as you get somebody, they quit, and you got to start
Or it
all
would be
the
like
way back
a college student, and then they would get the job, and you couldn't like get upset because this is, by the way, the school. They finally got the job, but now you lost your best providers.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it looked like you had a lot of sponsors that helped out as well, from the Baltimore Ravens to Chick-fil-A. So what was the Creative Way one? It looked like you had a whole bunch.
Yeah, so the Creative Way was actually handled through the Baltimore location. So I'm personally not completely familiar with that one. Here in our area, we partner with a few different local food establishments, specifically Jarrettsville Creamery, Sonic, and Papa John's. And one of the things we do with them is on selected days when you come into play, with every paid admission, you get a coupon for something free from these places. And so that's kind of the way we handle things here at Forest Hill.
That's really great. That's awesome.
Well, this is Nikki Wooten, and she's going to answer some more of our itching, burning questions about We Rock the Spectrum. So, you're going to put me on the spot. What? I just like letting you handle everything. It's so much easier for me. So, can you talk about some of the struggles that you or the other families have had with kids on the spectrum not having a sensory friendly place to play?
Yeah, so again, I mean, that's kind of one reason, or a lot of the reason that we felt the need to bring We Rock to Harford County. It's just the fact that we have a son, he just turned 19. He was like 12-ish when we discovered We Rock, at least on Google. and so, he's, if you will, high functioning. And so pretty much we always said just super ADHD with autistic tendencies and, big emotions and all that kind of stuff, which a lot of times is hard when you go to a play, like to your average play place, like, not wanting to leave or getting in people's spaces when, those kinds of things that I guess most neurotypical families don't have. Yeah, all kids will have their moments, but we had a lot more moments, and just got like, and even our daughter just didn't like a lot of crowds and those things. So just the sensory overload of our family was hard to just do a lot of, and that's one reason we took trips, was both their birthdays are in the summer. So we would go to Mississippi for a couple of weeks and then make trips, do fun activities like Missouri. We go to Silver Dollar City and a couple other places, and that way for their birthdays instead of worrying about parties and all those kinds of things. Because you know, that's why I kind of say it's ironic now because we have a place that we throw lots of parties. But I think that's a desire though of ours, or one of the things was to be able to make it where it doesn't matter the ability of the kid, but they can all have fun. And whether it's 3 kids at the party or 25 kids at the party, that everybody's enjoying and having a special day. So, yeah, but I mean, just a struggle. One of the biggest things is just finding the place where you feel comfortable. We always, like, our tagline for We Rocks is a place you never have to say I'm sorry. But I also like to add to that and where grace is expected.
What a fun trip that was. I mean, can you tell how much fun we had? You know, the place was so clean, so many cool things to do, really a special place. And the prices are great too. I mean, I remember my ex rented out the Arena Club for my daughter's Sweet 16. It cost more than like the gross national product of France. It was ridiculous. I would have loved to have had a We Rock the Spectrum type of place back then.
This is the Snaggletooth Extreme Metal Podcast.